All righty. Hello, everyone. It's Glenn Tillman here. I'd like to speak on the Ben Franklin High School of New Orleans, Louisiana. And this high school has been known to have a great reputation in New Orleans area for producing college-ready students. I would like to talk a little bit about school improvement research. This school, even though it's improvement research, this school has a lot of history for being known to staying on top. And so let's just jump right into it. All right, Ben Franklin High School in New Orleans, Louisiana, has been ranked number 2 according to our national poll here. And the enrollment is about 1,017, and with the overall score of 99.6. So that's a very small window from becoming perfect, or having a perfect score, rather. It's been known to have the students to come there knowing that they have a great opportunity to learn or get themselves ready for the next level of academia. And I've known that school to be pretty well. So the student body here is about 65% minorities, and Hispanic and Black are the biggest of that group. The advanced placement participation rate is 95%, so almost nearly the whole school population takes the advanced placement test to be able to get ready for, you're taking more classes to get ready for advanced credit. But only 24% has its economically disadvantaged, and even these students have been known to work very hard to stay in the school, because this school is a magnet school, meaning that students need to keep a certain GPA to continue enrolled in the school. And at one point, I remember in the 2000s, it was at least a 3.0 to be able to stay there. So you have to continue to do handle your business to be able to continue to attend and graduate at this school. Alrighty, rankings certainly matter, especially when you're thinking about where do I want to send my child to school. And everybody wants the best for their child. So when you think about where does Ben Franklin rank among the schools, the elite high schools in New Orleans and in the state of Louisiana, not far from the top. So according to the College Readiness Index, I rank number 2. The state proficiency, ranked number 2. Graduation rate, number 1. And that is definitely considering based off of the amount of students, even though it's a low population of students in there, but it is basically the percentage of them graduating is second to none. And of course, there needs to be work on the national average as well. So this person here on the top far left, his name is David Augustine Jr. Most people know him as D1. He is a worldwide gospel rap artist who preaches positive music and mission. And he graduated from Ben Franklin High School, went on to go and attend LSU. But before he graduated, he was a McDonald's. He was definitely an all New Orleans American citywide player. So he was a great basketball player in the city of New Orleans, playing for Ben Franklin High School, which is a magnet school. So just a little fun fact about the school that has produced smart students. Alrighty, so the overall grade for the school, the academia, A+ in academics. The teachers, A. Clubs, organizations, college preparatory. The big thing they hang their hat on is being able to produce college-ready students, and not just teachers feel that way or the staff feel that way, but parents and students share the same sentiment regarding that. They want to know that the school has a reputation, and many residents of New Orleans certainly agree. The test scores and ratio is basically pretty high. When you go 91 proficient, many of these students go in Louisiana, take what is called the LEAP test, and in Texas they call it the STAR. But in Louisiana, you have to be proficient you have to pass these tests to be able to graduate, and 91% of these students have already done that. Along with that, there's in their classroom, it's a 19-to-1 student-teacher ratio. And this is great considering the amount we have special education students here in the state of Louisiana, and they're still able to keep those class sizes small and support their students. As far as the testing is concerned, these advanced placement tests, all right, 95% of the students, these seniors, take at least one exam. 80% of them take 2 exams. 84% of them take at least 3 exams. And then there's still, for every 5 students, it's 5 seniors, 4 of them pass these advanced placement exams. So these students are not only doing well in their courses, but they're pacing these exams that the teachers did not give them, and performing at a great rate. According to the student reviews, these students, they are being prepared to go into the workforce, prepared and being able not just learn academics, but being able to broaden their horizons and communicate and rub elbows with other students that do not look like them. And this also plays in the fact that University of New Orleans, which has students that come from all across the globe, attend there. And this campus is right next door to Ben Franklin High School. And so these students have an opportunity to meet people that doesn't look like them and expose them to a walk of life or a different train of thought on how they see life, which is excellent. So the school has a stakeholder advisory group here, made of 4 different groups of people, and they, of course, they all think a little differently. But the one thing they have in common, there are a couple of people on this board that fall under all 4 categories. They have students that attend Ben Franklin University. They have been alumni. They now work on the board, and at one point in time, they were faculty there. So these type of people definitely can look at supporting and hold stake in Ben Franklin High School in more than one way. So the stakeholders have an engagement process report, and a report that shares their views on what's going on and what they expected to come and the improvements that they would like to make moving forward with the school. And so Ben Franklin High School will be changing its name to Katherine C. Johnson, which is a NASA scientist, and Katherine is an African-American who is trailblazing and doing well. However, there's some pushback because she is not well known as the name Ben Franklin, which has been well known in the city of New Orleans for producing college-ready students and that perform really well in the classroom. And so those alumni and other people are torn about this name. And certainly the name was passed, voted for, because in the city of New Orleans, they want to get rid of schools that have names of slave owners, which is Benjamin Franklin has done so. So the next thing that they mentioned, though, in this report, too, as well, is they agreed and disagreed on several different things, but the thing that they all agreed is that the school had a high academic rigor and they prepared the students for college, like no other. And so they hang their hat on that and they wanted to continue using that as a toolbox to continue to bring on many more students and getting them ready for the next level. Two things they're looking forward to improving on that stood out for me was lacking the racial diversity for the faculty. This faculty also mentioned that the faculty needed to work on the instruction, differentiating the instruction, and not just lecturing, and allowing that they wanted to focus more on the mental health, not just for the students, but for the faculty as well. This committee has like a 4-step process on the way they look at their stakeholders and how they communicate with their stakeholders to making informed decisions and not just thinking about something and just want to change it. Making sure that they have the data supported, have a provision report about the changes they would like to make. Then they will go on with a board discussion and decision making. With Dr. Kent, like we did, that's step 1 through 7 to setting up and moving forward. Then they have a step 3 where they clear the action plan that they created, and then they talk about how they're going to basically implement it. But before they do, they communicate the plan to the stakeholders and then go ahead and proceed. That concludes my speech on Ben Franklin High School in New Orleans, Louisiana. Here are my references. Thank you for your time.